getting really bad as far as like the abuse and just the toxicness and stuff. And so I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I got a job now. Like, I had got on my feet. Because like I really kind of felt trapped for a while because I didn't work. I was a stay-at-home mom for like 3 or 4 years, and like I didn't have anything. Like he controlled everything. Yeah. So like I finally got the job because she got me the job and stuff like that. So I was like, I have my own money now. Like fuck this. I'm out. Do you know? And it's so crazy the timing of this podcast and everything. Because it's actually my 4-year anniversary. He actually tried to kill me that night. He pulled out a gun and shot me, point blank range in my chest. Like the bullet is still in my right lung right now. God. To this day. Yep. So he tried to kill me. It was like on some, if I can't have you, nobody else will shit. So like, and it's so crazy because like once he shot me, like, it was honestly like one of the most relieving moments of my life because I knew, I was like, all I gotta do is survive this.
Wow. Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Playing for Keys podcast, and today I have a special guest, Katie. She is a PR assistant with the 333 agency and Meet the Underdog.
Hey y'all.
She is here for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story, and I'm gonna read what hers is about just straight off the top.
Let's get into it.
So she basically, I met the love of my life and my soon-to-be wife via a threesome with my baby father.
Yes, that's me. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get into it. But before we dive in, with every guest, I like to learn more about them.
For sure.
So you're a PR assistant.
Yes.
So tell me more about the agency you work for, who y'all represent, all of that stuff.
Yeah, so I work with Meet the Underdogs. My CEO Gambino. We work with T Hood, Mighty Plug, Sonny the Rapper. And I mean, he's just plugged in a lot of, new and upcoming talent in Atlanta. So, me, I'm new to PR, but music has always just been a big passion of mine. So, he's I'm basically interning with him and just kind of learning the ropes. And, we making it do what it do. We going big, baby.
Got you. So what you do as a PR assistant for him?
Just like, media stuff, social media posts, helping the artists look good, brand development, things like that. Fun stuff. All the fun stuff.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. And now, if anybody is listening and they're an artist and they're looking for PR, where would they be able to find?
Follow me on Instagram at KATL Shawty. Yep.
Yeah, so y'all follow her. So
follow me.
We gonna circle back.
Spin the block, baby.
So you are here for Dating Chronicles.
I am.
Where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. We already done dived into what we talking about.
It's tea, baby. It's tea.
But it's go ahead. I'm gonna let you just get started.
Okay, so essentially, me and my baby, I'm bisexual. I identify as a bisexual woman. Okay. And me and my baby father just decided, well, let me get into the fact that, I am a domestic violence survivor.
Okay.
So that was already like a toxic situation. I just wasn't happy. And so I was like, maybe we should just start having fun and experimenting just because like, our vibes wasn't where they needed to be. So I was like, let's just try to experiment. So we experimented, we was having a little fun with the threesomes and stuff. And then I met my wife via Tagged. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the dating site Tagged.
Yeah.
So I messaged her. She messaged back. She pulled up. And, we did our thing. Like, well, first, let me say, she was different because she wasn't on go like the other girl. She came in there like, she was just very unimpressed. And I'm like, okay.
What is unimpressed?
Like, she just was like, like, she was like, normally when the girls come in, they typically are like, they know what they're there for. So it's just like, okay, like, she wasn't on that type of time. She came in and was like, we're not doing that. Like, she sat all the way on the other side of the couch.
Hold on, let me ask you something though. Wait, on the date now, I'm pretty sure, did you let her, I'm sure you let her know what was up. Like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, but she wasn't with the shit. She was just like, she came in like, I don't know, like, don't think I'm finna be on that type of time. So that was already like, okay. We got a little feisty one here. She different or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I was intrigued by that. You know, so I was like, okay, like this one different. We got to work for it, babe. Talking to my baby father.
Yeah.
So, eventually we did. We took her out for her birthday, and like we wined her and dined her and stuff. And I was like, I actually kind of like her a little bit. Like, what's going on here? Because she actually like made us spend time with her. Like, we didn't, it wasn't just a sex thing. It was just like, she like, y'all gotta work for this. Like, it's not gonna be a situation where I'm just, what I'm saying? Like, I'm just doing. So I was like, okay. don't threaten me with a good time. I like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? So we was taking her on dates, having fun with her, chilling, vibing out. And at the time, I wasn't working. And she was working at a law firm. And she was like, you should come and work. So we started working together.
Okay.
And so that, of course, granted us more time to spend together. We was taking lunch breaks together and stuff like that. And one day I just told her, I was like, I think I love you.
Wow.
And she's like, she was like weirded out as fuck. She blocked me and everything. She's like, this bitch is crazy.
What?
So I was like, again, don't throw me with a good time. I like a challenge.
Ooh. How long were y'all talking before you told her I love you?
It
seemed like it was a while.
It was quick. It was pretty quick for me. Like,
I she got you a job and everything.
Yeah, I feel like after like 3 months, I was just like, I think I'm in love with this girl. I just need to get this nigga out the way. That was my situation. Gotcha. I was telling my best friend at the time, I'm like, look, I love this bitch. Like, we just got to figure out how I'm getting this nigga out the picture.
Gotcha.
So, it was just a situation where I was just like I said, he was already abusive, toxic piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what I want to go back to. Before we go forward into how you basically won her over after she blocked you and she got freaked out. I want to circle back a little bit. Like you said, he was abusive. Was he the first domestic situation you've been in? Or
yes.
were you in? Okay.
Yes.
So, you're in a domestic situation.
We got kids together and everything. Like,
wow.
Yeah, but I have a daughter from a separate relationship.
Okay.
Shout out to her dad. He's a bomb. That's my best friend. That's my dog.
Okay.
But we didn't work out. We just, decided we were just better as co-parents.
Gotcha.
And so that's when I ran into him. And we have 2 sons together, me and him. And
so I'm assuming that's why you wanted to spice the relationship up. Was it because y'all had kids involved and all that stuff?
Yeah, it just kind of like, I kind of felt like we just fell into routine of like, it got boring after a while. Like, I'm a spicy girl. I'm a Sag, so like I like spontaneity. I like, I like the fresh. I'm a free spirit, baby. You gotta let me be who I am. So
got you. Okay, so he was abusive, and I'm just trying to figure out, because normally when people are in abusive situations, they don't want to spice up shit.
Yeah.
What made you want to spice it up?
Honestly, I felt like that was like, so when, like, in these domestic violence situations, it's kind of like a situation where, like, I felt like that was the only thing I had a voice in. It was the only thing I had, like, control in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of like something that I was able to say I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just like, of course, like, what man is going to say no to a threesome, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just kind of like, it just worked. It was just something I was like, okay, well, let's do this. And it was like, okay.
Gotcha. He never brought it up before. This was all you.
It was just on me. Like, he was weird and crazy. So, like, he didn't even want to share me at first. But I'm just like, if you don't do it, I'm going to cheat on you. You already beat my ass. So I might as well just go ahead and let you know. I'm going to cheat on you. So.
Girl, you ain't giving no fuck.
I mean, should I have?
I know. No fuck in regards to you going to beat my ass. It's like, I'm really big on, like, understanding, like, where a person's at mentally, like, when they're in that situation. Like, were you just totally numb to the situation by the time?
A little background on me. I had, like, a really crazy upbringing.
Okay.
I suffered through, like, childhood homelessness, like, literally, like, in homeless shelters with my mom, on the streets with my mom, living, like, house to house. Like, I've been to 14 different schools and there's only 12 grades.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. So it's like, like, I was in a situation where he was selling drugs at the time. And he, provided for me. So I just was in a situation where I got kids now. I don't want to be homeless no more. So I was like, I'd rather, and which is so crazy now that I think about it. Like, it's the dumbest shit ever. But I was like, I'd rather do anything than have my kids on the street I was.
It's not even dumb. Like, when you're in survival mode, because it seems like you've been in survival mode all your life. So when you in survival mode, that's kind of how you move until you grow out of it.
Until you, like, snap out of it, basically.
So, ain't nothing dumb about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just trying to figure out, like, the cycle, like, what made you want to do into threesomes?
Right.
But have you always been bi? Or was
yes,
this an experience?
Yes. Like, I literally, like, I was having sex with girls before I lost my virginity to men. So, like, I've always been gay, like, my whole life.
Got you.
I'm a lover of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love everybody. Like, type shit. So,
okay.
Like, I'm more of, like, attracted to personalities and, like, people and their experiences.
So would you say so do you just say you bi? Would you say that you're, what's the saying? Is it
pansexual?
Yeah.
I don't know about pansexual. I don't know if I would, like, date, like, a
trans.
Yeah, I don't think I would do, like, a trans man or a trans woman. Would I have sex with a trans man or woman? Sure. Gotcha. But, like, I don't think I would, like, full-blown be in a relationship. I don't know, with that type of situation. But I guess I just identify as bisexual because it's like I want either a man or either a woman.
That makes sense.
Cis man, cis woman.
Got you. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Now, this girl done blocked you after you told her you loved her.
Yeah, because she was like, you crazy. Something wrong with you. Because, like, you know, keep in mind, like, you know, other people got their own shit, too, with them. So she, like, loved me. Like, because she's, like, a type of person, she's, like, she never even saw herself being in a serious relationship because she never had no, like, good examples of, like, long-term relationships.
So her going on the dating apps, what was she looking for? Just fun?
She was actually new to Atlanta. Like, she came here from upstate New York. She's from, like, upstate, little Padoin country-ass town.
Where you from?
I'm from here. I'm from the A.
I expect everybody have a country bumpkin accent. I got to get out of there. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was raised by... Okay, so my mom's from Detroit, so I was raised by a northerner.
You sound more... Okay.
Yeah, and my wife's a northerner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, like, around that.
Got you. That makes sense.
I work in corporate America, so, you know, I got to...
I work in corporate America, too, and still sound just as country as...
Yeah, I mean, like, my job no, I'm ratchet, but, you know, I have to, like, you know, turn it off and turn it on. I got a code switch, you know what I'm saying?
Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you had to work after just a little bit. What did that look like? Because y'all worked together? It wasn't like she could
I started emailing her from my work email. I was like, oh, bitch, block me? Got me messed up. But she, like, the thing about it is, she blocks me, but, like, her department was a whole separate department from mine, and she would still come over to my department. So I was like, girl, you know what you're doing? Like, you know, like, so it was a situation for, like, a while. We was having the threesomes, and I think how we got back in contact when she told me that she missed her period. So I was like, oh my God, are you pregnant with my baby? Like, you know what I'm saying? No, like, what is happening here? Because I know my baby daddy fertile. So I'm like, oh, he might have got her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, no, she's mine forever type shit. I'm crazy. Sorry. So, I, like, made her come home because she was going on, she told me she was going to, Punta Cana on vacation. And I'm like, you're not going on vacation and getting drunk with my baby in your stomach. The fuck? You come home with me and we're going to take a pregnancy test. So we came home. She took the pregnancy test. She wasn't pregnant.
Okay.
And he wasn't home at the time. So I'm just like telling her, like, I'm really in love with you. I don't want to be with you. And we're just going to figure out how to get him out the way. So
did y'all ever, because you said she was coming over y'all were having threesome. Mm-hmm. It never was a thing where he kind of made her like his girlfriend too. It never was that arrangement. She kind of was for you. And... It
was kind of like that. Like I said, we would all spend time together. But like, again, he's like a weird piece of shit. So I never, you know, like I said, I just needed him out the way somehow. And I'm going to tell you how God did that.
Yeah, yes.
So it got to a point where, like, it just started getting really bad as far as, like, the abuse and just the toxicness and stuff. And so I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I got a job now. Like, I had got on my feet, you know, because, like, I really kind of felt trapped for a while because I didn't work. I was a stay-at-home mom for, like, 3 or 4 years, and, like, I didn't have anything. Like, he controlled everything. Yeah. So, you know, like, I finally got the job because she got me the job and stuff like that. So I was like, I have my own money now. Like, fuck this. I'm out. Do you know? And it's so crazy, the timing of this podcast and everything. Because it's actually my 4-year anniversary. He actually tried to kill me that night. He pulled out a gun and shot me, point blank range in my chest. Like, the bullet is still in my right lung right now.
God.
To this day. Yep. Mm-hmm. So he tried to kill me. It was like on some, if I can't have you, nobody else will shit. So, like, and it's so crazy because, like, once he shot me, like... It was honestly, like, one of the most relieving moments of my life because I knew, I was like, all I got to do is survive this.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I was like, all I got to do is survive this and he's out of there type shit.
Girl.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, like, after he shot me, he drove me to the hospital. And originally when I got there, I told them I shot myself, but the doctor was like, the way the bullet is in your body, like, there's no way you did that to yourself, so you want to tell me what really happened?
Wow.
And I was just like, I'm in a lot of pain right now. Can we talk about this in the morning? So the police came in.
How were you able to cope and do it? So while driving to the hospital, what was he saying?
I'm sorry. Like, just, you know, so, like, it's going, because, like, by the grace of God, like, at that moment, we lived, like, maybe, like, 5 or maybe, like, not even 10 minutes away from the hospital. Okay. If I would have waited for an ambulance, I would have died. Type shit. But, like, so he had to drive me there. Because, like, the bullet, like I said, the bullet was in my lungs, so it deflated my lungs. Yeah. So at this point, I'm drowning on my own blood on the way to the hospital.
So not being able to breathe, so your will was basically like, okay, I know this is done.
I just got to make it through this. Yeah. Like, I was like, I just got to make it through this. Like, that's it.
Girl, if you ain't on survival mode on 20.
Girl, I'm a motherfucking soldier. Like, I do this. All I need to do is drop a mixtape at this point, child. I ain't got shot. I done sold drugs. Like, I'm a rapper at this point.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm a whole artist out here. I'm just kidding.
Oh my. Okay. So I'm a fast forward and then rewind again because I have so many questions.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm an open book, baby.
Okay. So you get to the hospital. The doctor says there's no way that you shot yourself. You tell him you're in a lot of pain. You don't want to talk about this.
Right. Because, I mean, like I said, we were selling drugs at the time. So, honestly, I said that to give him time to... Because I knew they was going to come back and get him, like, after they figured out what was happening. But we got kids and shit. So, I'm like, he got to get back to the house and do something without them drugs. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit we got in there. So, because I don't want to go down because, you know what I'm saying? Like, in all this, too, when they get to the house and find everything. You know what I'm saying? So, I gave them time to do that. And I was just like, please, like, I'm in a lot of pain. Because, like, they literally, when I got there, they're like, I was like, oh, my God, I'm in so much pain. They're like, you have to be still. I'm like, I can't. I'm hurting so bad. Oh, my God. Because we were drunk, too. So, I'm like, okay, I can't, like, it hurts so bad. They're like, if you don't be still right now, you're going to die. So, I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. And so, like, before they even numbed me or anything, they had to shove a metal tube, like, about the size of this microphone into my lung to, like, drain the blood out, like, right then and there. So they like, take a deep breath. And I'm like... And they just shoved it in there. Like, just like I said, this is before they get the IV in me.
They numbed you or anything?
Yeah, this is before anything. Before they give me any more, before they gave me anything.
Did you feel it while you were going through
I screamed, like, blood-curdling scream. But the doctor started laughing after that because he's like, well, that means you can breathe. If you can scream, you can breathe. He was like, yeah, you did it. And I was just like, okay. They stabilized me. Everything was good.
How long were you in the hospital?
About a week. And then, like, this is when I knew, like, she was my wife, like, so I'm gonna tell you about that.
Okay.
That night, I left my phone at the house. It's so crazy because that night I called her after I, like, was telling my baby father I didn't want to be with him no more. I called her and I'm just like, because again, I'm drunk. I'm like, I love you. I just want to see you. Da-da-da. She's like, I'm busy right now. I can't come over. Thank God she didn't. Who knows what might happen.
Right.
And then she heard in the background of the call, because he came in the room, he's like, who the fuck are you on the phone with? What are you doing? And that's all she heard last from me.
Yeah.
And then this happened. So my mom came up to the hospital the day after, because like I said, I didn't have my phone or nothing. So I had to call my best friend to call my mom for me, because I didn't like have my phone or anything. So my mom gets to the hospital, and she's like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. And she, like, because nobody knew that I was going through this abusive relationship. Like,
so you didn't tell anybody?
I was embarrassed because, like, that's not even my body. That's not even who I am as a person, like, to be letting this happen to me. Like, my mama didn't even raise me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be letting no nigga dog me or treat me any type of way.
She didn't raise you like that, but that's why I said I want to go back, because I'm curious, because I feel like things that happen to us in our childhood leads us to why we choose the things that we chose. And I know that you talked about you being like in and out of homeless shelters and all of that stuff. But I want to go ahead and continue on to what happened. Like, okay, you just sat there and said your mama just came, everybody just came.
Right, so she went to my house, to my apartment, and got my phone from me. And so I finally was able to get in touch with my wife. And I told her what happened. And so my mom, like, she stayed for that one night and left. She, at the time, my wife, like, literally took off work for the whole week, like, brought me, she just, like, instantly stepped into the role of being my wife. Like, she brought me pajamas, slippers, showered me, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I couldn't do any of that by myself because I had this big old hole in my body at this point, and I had, like, you know, the tubing and all that. And so, you know, she just, like, came and just, like, took care of me. And I was just like, I love this bitch. Like, I love her. Like, you know, it's just, like, she was just made for me. Like, she just meant for me. Like, and we just been attached at the hip ever since.
Really? Okay, so you get out of the hospital, right? What happens after you get out of the hospital?
She was trying to tell me we just friends and we still friends. And I'm just like, okay, we'll be that. But yeah, I'm here though. I ain't going nowhere. Like, I'm going to show you. And I was just really consistent. Like, I'm like the type, I like to do like grand gestures. So like for Christmas, I like surprised her like with this big, it was like a sensory gift, five senses gift or whatever. Oh, that's nice. And, you know, like, I took her to, like, the botanical gardens and, like, I was taking her on dates and just, like, doing everything to show her, like, because, like I said, she was never in a serious relationship ever prior to me.
Yeah.
And, like I said, she never had any good examples of that. So, like, she was just like, a relationship. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you just got a relationship with your baby father. And I was just like, you don't understand. Like, you're my wife. We're meant to be together. Like, I was just telling her, like, we're going to be together. So, like, I need you to wrap your mind around that.
So, what did it for you? Was it before she helped you get the job that you knew you were falling in love with her?
Honestly, it was love at first sight. It was like, it was a glow on her when I first met her. Like, I was just like, it was like a ray of shining light.
So
like,
that is a thing.
The moment she walked through my door.
So that's, wow. So that is a thing.
Oh, absolutely. I was in love with her the moment I laid eyes on her.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I was about to say, as you being a free spirit and being, you chose one person.
Yeah, but me and my wife still do threesomes too.
No, then that's cool. But you in love.
But yeah, no, yeah, like that's my partner. That's my life partner. She's who I want to do life with and grow old with, and you know what I'm saying, like do this life shit with. Like she's my baby mama. I call her my baby mama. She's helping me raise the fuck out of these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like she's just amazing, hands down.
I love that for you.
I love that for me too. I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah.
God is good.
God is great.
She was my angel, honestly. Like in a dark situation, like she just like really, you know, because keep in mind, I'm having to deal with the PTSD of my baby father having to kill me or trying to kill me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with all that, it was an open defects case. They took my kids.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, like
what happened after you got out of hospital? What happened to his ass? What happened?
He went to jail that night. That night he went to jail. It was like the day after they came and got him. Okay. After I finally told them what happened.
Yeah.
They went and got him. So he's been in jail ever since.
Okay, so he's still there.
He's in prison, yeah. He's locked away. And you know, like I said, during the time we was selling drugs, we was on drugs, all that. So like, you know, all this happened. My kids wasn't there, but all this happened. And, you know, people know I got kids. So it was just like a situation where defects got involved. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, you know, testing positive for drugs at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they took my kids. So not only am I having to deal with the trauma of
getting shot,
almost dying,
yeah.
Now they have taken, my kids are in defects custody.
How long were they in defects custody?
2 years it took me to get my kids back.
Oh my.
They were with my daughter's grandma, by the grace of God. She took all my kids. They were with my, you know, like I said, she has a separate father, but she's also my angel, my daughter's grandma. Oh she like took my kids in for me. You know, I was still able to visit them and see them, but so I had like all of that on my plate, and she just like literally took it on. Like, we gonna get through this. We gonna beat this case. We gonna do this. Like, wow. You know, and she just was like there for me, like, and fully committed to all my baggage. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what the freaking, like, what the fuck? Like, I have to, you know, and I flew her to Houston on her birthday of 2021, and I proposed to her because I was like, girl, we gonna do this life stuff. Like, what do you?
That's what's up. She probably ain't never had or seen anything like consistency, like you said.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
So you probably showed her something different too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was my goal, because like, you know, like I said, she's just like, relationship. Ugh. People cheat. People do this. People do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just is like she's an overthinker. She's a Taurus, so she was just like very like not turned on. Like she loved me, and fucked with me, but she was just like, a committed relationship. I never done this before. Like, what does that even look like?
So let me ask you this, because she said people cheat, people this, people that, but y'all still have threesomes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Do y'all have like agreements set up, like, or? Yeah,
there's definitely rules and boundaries, of course. That like very strict rules and boundaries to it, because we both are very clear on the fact that we don't want like an open relationship. Yeah. We're just both two feminine women who, you know, like dick every now and again. So we both. We know that conversation was crazy. Yeah, that conversation was just kind of like, so, like, you want it? Because I might. Like, you know, it's like type shit. And so she's just like, yeah, okay, let's try it. So, you know, we just, you know, set the rules and boundaries, like, as we went, kind of, because, like, you know, when you're opening up your relationship like that, you really don't know, like, what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. I was more familiar with it because, like I said, I had already been doing it with my baby father. So I kind of already knew, like, my boundaries and stuff. But she didn't really know hers. So it took a while for us to get in a groove with it. Yeah. But, like, we got our groove now, so we're good.
Got you. Mm-hmm. That's dope. That's dope. What advice would you give to somebody who's thinking or considering opening up their relationship?
Set clear and concise boundaries and stick to them. Don't bend.
I feel like communication is so important too,
Yeah.
because there's so many people who don't get along. That's why I wonder, like, with y'all situation, like your baby daddy and you, and like people don't even get along and they don't communicate well. It's like how.
Well, I'm a good like I talk like.
You sound like you're a really good communicator.
I'm very self-aware. As far as just like mental health and stuff goes, like. That's like one of my biggest flexes. Like I'm very accountable. I'm very aware. Like I can admit if I'm wrong. I know how to voice my feelings and opinion. I know how to communicate. Okay. And if I don't, it's just a situation where it's like, okay, like let's navigate it then. Like let's just talk about it so that we can figure out, what the problem is or what we need to do. So yeah, definitely boundaries. Like one of our biggest boundaries is like the guys that we entertain. Group chat. Gotta stay in the group chat.
Yeah.
Like, if a guy steps out of the group chat, I feel like you're being weird to my union because, like, we've set this boundary. So, like, what are you doing?
Have you ever had to experience that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, me and my wife have, like, had infidelities and all type of shit. Like, but, like I said, it's just about communication and knowing that, like, hey, like, at the end of the day, I don't want to do this shit with nobody else but you. So, we gotta figure it out.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Okay. So before I dive into these questions, I want to. How did your baby dad? I want to circle back. How did y'all meet?
Me and my baby father. Through mutual friends. We just knew a lot of the same people, and just kind of those situations where like you just kicking it, hanging out on the block, and we started talking. And
so, were you always a part of that lifestyle before you met him?
Drug dealing and shit like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily like the drug dealer, but like I just hung around, that a lot. So.
Got you. Okay. And then how did it end up being a thing where y'all got together? Do you remember? That sounded like it was a long time ago.
He okay, we really bonded via like music.
Okay.
He was a rapper, a very talented one. And so like that was like one of the things that we bonded over. It was like talking about music and like listening to music. So yeah, it was like, he was like maybe like 2 or 3 years younger than me. So it was a situation where I just liked his vibe. Like he was a cool guy. Aside from like his demons and shit, like he was a really cool guy.
When did he start showing his demons?
Maybe like a year in.
So he already had you like in before they really started?
Pretty much. I want to say the first time he got like handsy with me, it was like he saw me texting my daughter's father.
Okay.
And my daughter's father said something inappropriate to me or something. And he was just like, what the fuck is this? He like took my phone and threw it. And I was like, ooh, not an anger issue. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. But at this point, I had already left my daughter's father. So we wasn't in the apartment that we were sharing together anymore. And my mom was homeless. So I was like, I'm coming to live with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, I was like, I'm going to come live with you. I'm not going to be homeless no more. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So, I was already, like, living with him, and it was just like, okay, like, I moved in with her crazy. Like, what the hell? And then, like, a couple months later, I found out I was pregnant with my son. So I'm just like, okay, another sticky situation. I'm pregnant again, and my daughter's only 7 months old. I'm only 20 years old. Like, I had my daughter when I was 19. So I was like, woo, it's a lot going on here.
That is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So when you moved in with him, when you moved in with him, that's when you started seeing the red flags?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He had already got me in there then. And I didn't want to go back to being homeless with my mom. So, and I had kids and shit. I was pregnant. I was like, okay, maybe I could change him. Maybe I could fix him.
Oh, my God. So what did you learn about that?
I'm not Wonder Woman. I'm not Jesus. And, like, some shit is just beyond me. You know, like, some people's shit is just, like, bigger than you. And I more so also learned that, like, a motherfucker gotta want to help themselves.
They do.
And there was just, like, so many situations where I'm just like, you need therapy. You should go to therapy. You need to talk to somebody about this. Like, you're angry as fuck for like, why are you so mad all the time? Like, it was, like, literally, like, mood switches, like blatant bipolar, like blatant.
Yo, what was his sign?
He was a Libra.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was a toxic Libra. Okay, because I'm like,
Libras are generally cool. Like, my little brother's a Libra. Like, that's my dog. So it's just like, what was that about? But I mean, he had his own shit, his own trauma. He grew up, his mom was abusive, his mom was, in an abusive relationship. Yeah. So, I'm very spiritual. So I'm a firm believer in those demons, they will latch onto your children.
They do.
And they, I feel like that was like a situation where, because like I said, when he was good, he was a great guy, great, dad, and very involved, and, he was funny, and, he was a very great guy. And I feel like that was what made me want to help him. Because I'm like, this other side of you is not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not who you are as a person. And I know that. And I saw that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like, I know you have issues and I want to help you. But again, like I said, I can't help somebody that don't think they need help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That don't think nothing's wrong with them.
Did he only lash out on you when he felt like he would cheat, like you were cheating on him, or when you were around certain people because y'all both sold drugs together? Like, was he just that just super jealous?
Very insecure. Very, like, literally, like, to the point, like I said, where I couldn't, like, even get my hair done, nails done. Like, he would be fly as fuck, and I'm sitting up looking like a bum. Like, it was just, like, a really bad situation. Like, it got to the point, like, I couldn't hang out with my friends comfortably because he's blowing me up, like, the entire time. My friends are like, the fuck's going on? And I'm just like, I started isolating myself because I was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, that I was even allowing that shit to happen. Like, because like I said, it's not even the type of bitch I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a boss ass, be like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that girl, so I'm just like, it was just like, I call it my midlife crisis, and I'm glad I got it out the way early.
Yeah. How long y'all together?
We were together for 5 years. Yep.
Wow.
About 5 years, yep.
Wow.
From the age of 19, and we broke up, and I met my wife, and that was 2019. So yeah, we're going into...
That is wild. God working mysterious ways.
Yeah, he really does.
Let me ask you this. What's the most invested you've ever been in a relationship?
This one.
You think so? You don't
Absolutely.
You don't think you were the most invested in your last one before that?
Nah. I'll say that, like, again, like, you do weird shit when you're in survival mode. And my mom literally is just now getting her stability, like, as of, like, maybe 2 years ago. She's finally, like, bought a house and all that.
Did you see, like you said, your mama didn't raise you like that, but did you see any abuse? Did you see any?
No.
No?
It was literally a situation where, and like I said, that's why I said it's dumb, because it's just like, I think I was so caught up on the trauma of homelessness and going through that I just like was like, I'd rather do this than my kids be on the street and go through what I went through. Not even realizing that I was opening up a whole nother window of trauma with the abuse to them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's so stupid. Like, and I just beat myself up about it all the time, but everything happens for a reason. Like, my kids are home, everything's good, so everything's great now. But, so I would say as far as just, like, the invested... I feel like you don't have to work. I feel like, I don't mean to cut you off. I feel like when you're in a relationship that, like you say, you feel like this person is the one, it's easy. Like, even if you do have to work, like, okay, y'all go out on trips, stuff like that, but it's easy. Like, yeah, you invested, but you don't feel like you invested. So that's why... I wouldn't even necessarily say that, because, like I said, it wasn't always peaches and cream. With me and my wife, we went through, like, and it's like, we're literally just now coming out on the other side of, like, our shit. Because, like, we went through, like, maybe, like, a year and a half where, like, she, like, last summer, she left me and everything. Like, she went back to New York on my dumb ass. Like, she, like,
dumb ass.
Yeah, like, I did some fuck shit. She woke me up out of my sleep, beat me up, and hopped in the car, and I let her beat me up. Let me just say that for the cameras. Don't think y'all bitches want to get beat up. No, I'm just lying. But, yeah, she beat my ass, rightfully so, because I was on some dumb shit. And hopped in the car and drove all the way to New York that same day.
Wow. Like,
left me. And was like, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and rightfully so, though. Because, like, imagine being her. Like, like, bitch, I took on your 3 kids, all your trauma, that helped you through all this stuff, and you want to play in my face? So, rightfully so. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and child, that was every single day, me on the phone, baby, please, I'm sorry. Like, it literally got to the point where I had to fly to New York and bring her home. Like, I had to, I was like, I'm coming to get you. You got me fucked up. Like,
how long was she up there?
Like a month and a half. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, this bitch really left me. Like, what the fuck? I was like, please. I was just kidding. I'm sorry. Like,
so what did you learn from that?
I don't know. I think I learned from that. To, like I said, to set the boundaries on certain shit, stick to them, keep open communication.
Yeah.
Don't, you know what I'm saying? No, like the lying and all that shit. Like, that shit is just weird. Like, when you're with your person and your partner, and you guys are both at a certain level of commitment to the situation, I just feel like there's nothing that we can't talk about. There's nothing that we can't get through. Like, because it's like we both know at the very end of the day, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to be. So it's like nothing that we can't fix for me.
What's the difference between like and love to you?
The difference between like and love, that's a good one. I would say, like, liking somebody is just, like, you know, like, general, like, you just, you know, you fuck with their vibes or whatever. Mm-hmm. Loving somebody is liking them even when you don't like them. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, fucking with them even when you're not necessarily, like, in the space to, you know what I'm saying, like, really care about the things that they're doing or the thing, you know what I'm saying, the decisions that they're making. And, you know what I'm saying, like, I feel like that's the difference. Because, like, when you like somebody, you can easily start disliking them.
You really
but when you love somebody, it's like you're choosing to commit to them, all their shit, and whatever else comes with that, you know?
Got you. What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
I almost died for it. I'd say
that's a fact.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the craziest thing I ever done. Because I already knew it was going to be some shit. I didn't know he was going to drag it and try to shoot me. Actually shoot me.
Wow.
But, like, I knew it was going to be a situation. I already knew he was going to fight about it. I already knew.
Gotcha.
You know, since I was, like, ready. Like,
wow. What made you not want to just pack your kids up one day and just...
I had nowhere to go. Like I said, my mom was homeless. My dad lives all the way in Maryland. My best friend at the time, she lived all the way in Detroit. Like, I had nowhere to go.
So once y'all fought, what was this? What did you imagine it being like? You just wanted to just let him know that eventually I'm.
Yeah, like I'm working on getting on my feet. I want you to, like, become independent as well, and we're gonna go our separate ways. And that would have been like my ideal situation.
So you was trying to be an adult when you knew some shit was gonna pop off.
Right, but like I said, like, I just thought we was gonna fight it out like niggas do on the street and move on with our business. This nigga treated me like I was one of the ops, spun the block and shot me. The fuck? Like, I'm your baby mama, nigga. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Like, he bugs. Like, I would never let me trick me off the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never let no bitch trick me off the streets or a nigga. I'm not going to jail for you, bitch. This nigga's in prison behind me. Like, that's crazy. That's wild.
That's wild.
Like, that's weird. Like, I would never let nobody trick me off the streets like that. Like, so I just didn't think he would take it there. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, I didn't think he would take it there. Like, crazy.
Wow, that's crazy as fuck.
So
that's a crazy, yeah.
But he took it there. And like I said, it was just, I think it was more so just God knowing that, like, he was never gonna leave me alone. It was always gonna be a situation where I was looking over my shoulder for this nigga.
Right.
Like, which is crazy.
So I don't know where did you end up going after everything was all said and done? After that week, they took him, all of that stuff. Where did you end up staying? Or
I was still in our apartment.
Okay, so I was about to say, did you end up, your fear of not being homeless, did you end up being homeless? Mm-mm. Okay.
I was still in my apartment by the grace of God. Like I said, because God orders my steps in every way possible. So by the grace of God, by the time it was time for me to end that lease, my mom was signing her mortgage for her house. So I moved in with my mom. I didn't have my kids or anything at this point. So it was just me by myself at my mom's. And I got a job. And it's so crazy. I got my tax return, and then DFAX was telling me, they was like, oh, like, if you want your kids back, you can't be living with your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have your own place. Charlie made me jump through so many hoops, and that's a whole nother story for another time, for another podcast, I guess. But, you know, like, They made me jump through so many hoops, but by the grace of God, like, my tax return was just enough for me to, like, put my deposit on my apartment, and then, you know, I was able to get my apartment and stuff like that, so that worked out. Because, like I said, God orders my steps.
That's a hand clap.
Yeah, like, so, you know, I just basically, like, got back to the basics of who I am, and I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make shit happen. I'm gonna make it happen as bitch. And like I said, God always just had crazy favor in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how I move. I move knowing that God got me.
Got you. Okay. What would you say is the hardest lesson you've learned within love, relationships, dating, dealing with men, women, people?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hard lesson. It's just a lesson that people need to grasp. Is that when somebody loves you, they're going to. It's not. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to be the perfect partner for you. And my wife has shown me that. You know what I'm saying? And I show her that. We bend and compromise for each other. Like, we bend over backwards for each other. Like, I'll do anything for her. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, that's the biggest lesson. Like, is that if somebody loves you and they care about you, they're going to do what they need to do for you to make you happy, to fit you, what your narrative of love is and what you need.
How did you struggle with that before your wife?
I never struggled with that, and I feel like that was my problem. I was always bending for motherfuckers who didn't want to bend for me.
You never struggled with that, but did you ever struggle to receive that from people?
I wouldn't even necessarily say that. Everybody I ever been with has always loved me. They always want to spin the block on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always a situation where I'm the catch. I always tell people I'm the Beyonce in every situation, baby. I'm irreplaceable. You ain't gonna never find another me. Gotcha. So it's like, you know, I always just feel like.
But did you have to ever work hard? Do you feel like and I'm gonna use myself as an example, like because I can feel all of those ways too, because I know how I am personally and how I will bend over backwards. Well, in the past, because I'm kind of relaxed. I'm not like that anymore. Yeah. I've calmed down.
Good.
Yeah, I've calmed down.
Good.
But doing all of that stuff, you doing all the bending, and they not doing enough bending. They might do a little bit to keep you going, but they ain't doing enough, right? Yeah. Do you feel like you had to do all of that bending to feel like that? Did it validate you in some type of way?
No, because, like, that's just who I am. Like, if I love you, I want to do, you know what I'm saying? I want to make you happy. Yeah. So it's like, whatever I need to do that, I want to do that. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a situation where it's like.
Would you say that you were somebody who continued to do that even through a shitty situation, though?
Oh, absolutely.
Now that you're older and you know a little bit better, would you not be so bending if you see the other person isn't doing it? So it's not the fact of stopping who you are, but when you realize the other person don't got you, like, you know how you got them. Is it okay? Cut it off, move on. Yeah, because I'm more so like that now. Yeah, where, like, you know, like, I don't even speak to my mom to this day, like, right now, because, like, she toxic and I don't got time for that. I'm in a healing stage. I'm in therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time. I'm handling my business. I'm following my dreams. I'm just trying to, you know, be great. Like, and I don't have time for that. So it's like, if you can't be peaceful in my life, if you're causing me stress, I'm good on it. Whether it's my mama, my cousin, sister, brother, mother, like, I don't care. Like, anybody can get cut off. I feel that. Now, what advice would you give to somebody who probably is going through domestic violence?
Wake the fuck up. They never gonna change. If they hit you once, they hit you again, they'll try to kill you. Plain and simple. Get out of there as fast as you can. And it's easier said than done. Because, like, I've been there. I've been in it. And it's like, especially when you love and care about a person and you want to help them change. But, like, again, you can't help nobody that don't want to help themselves. If a motherfucker don't see they got a problem, it's not up to you to change them. You're not Jesus. Like, you're not Jesus. You're not a miracle worker. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to fix that situation. And it's just best that you love them from afar.
Got you. Now, again, tell the audience where they can find you.
KATL Shawty on Instagram, on all platforms, actually, Facebook, all that. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
All right, and if y'all looking for PR assistance, y'all hit your girl up.
Yes, follow us at Meet the Underdogs on Instagram. Follow us at 333 Agency on Instagram. Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
You are so welcome. And until next time.
Yes.